It sucks to say this, but the WWE Tag Team division is dying slowly, and there's a few issues and a few problems to why it is dying. Uh, when they put the Usos had they had unified tag titles. It was a match against the Street Profits. They ended up becoming the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions a couple of years ago. They became the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. All made sense. It was a part of the Bloodline storyline. And there was only one Tag Team Champion for both brands. Then at WrestleMania last year, they lost the titles to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Once again, a great match. The Usos had a great reign. KO and Sami's reign was solid. Then they eventually lose the titles to the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day, they aren't really doing anything with it. Out of those three teams that had the undisputed tag titles, it was a 14 because Jay and Cody won it at one point, but that only lasted like a week. But when the titles were together, Usos did the most with it, and KO and Sami, they did a pretty good job. And then you get to WrestleMania this year, you have a 16 uh, ladder match to split the tag titles. Awesome Truth gets the Raw tag titles, and A-Town Down Under gets the SmackDown tag titles. So now the titles are finally split up. So you're thinking maybe this can revive the tag team division. Maybe more tag teams can get shots at the title. But that hasn't been the case at all because A-Town, Awesome Truth, they ended up losing to Finn Balor and JD McDonough. And since they don't win the titles, they haven't defended them at all. And it's been a few months now. And you got tag teams like the New Day, the Creed Brothers, LWO. You got these talented, and that's just to name a few. You got these talented tag team rosters on Raw, and the titles aren't being defended. But now I know this coming Monday on, I think the New Day is getting a tag team title shot because it hasn't. Kofi was talking about it, but it's like they done had these titles for about 2 months, maybe three, and just haven't defended them on no pay-per-views, no Raws. I don't even know if they're defending them on the live events that they do. So it's like, what's the point of splitting the tag titles and having all these tag teams if nobody's getting a shot? And then at Bad Blood, Finn Balor is going to be in a match against Damian Priest. So it's like, if the Judgment Day retain against the New Day on Monday, you should have got one of your tag team champions in a singles match. So that's just one reason that it's dying, because the titles aren't being defended. And then they aren't being defended on pay-per-views either. You look at the SmackDown side of things, they had some good tag team matches, and the titles are being defended consistently on SmackDown. As A-Town Down Under, they ended up losing to DIY. Well, that was a team that could have revived the tag team division, but they only held the title for 29 days, just so the titles can be back on the Bloodline. Will be with the new Bloodline with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, even though Fatu was in the match and not Tongaloa. But Tama Tonga and Tongaloa are the tag team champions now. It's like the Bloodline doesn't need the titles, and they shouldn't have them right now, because they're already in a story that they're building with Roman and Cody, building up for War Games. So they don't need to have a tag team championship. You got teams like DIY, the Street Profits, even A-Town Down Under, Pretty Deadly. That's one team. They got Pretty Deadly doing a comedy act involved with Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Pretty Deadly is one of the most talented tag teams on the roster. They need to be having tag team matches consistently. They need to be in the title picture. So with the Bloodline holding titles, that caps out the rest of the teams on the roster. There's at least, I just named 4 teams on Smack. 2 of them have had the titles. The other 2, Pretty Deadly hasn't won it on the main roster yet. Street Profits haven't had it in a while. DIY had a short reign. Then Theory and Waller, maybe they need to split up because it's been taking them a while to do that. But they are a solid tag team. Even Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, if you don't want to with Randy Orton, I think he'll be in the world title picture by WrestleMania next year. But even them, a solid tag team. Now they're 2 single stars who help out each other. They're just friends, but there's all these talented tag teams, and the titles, they're getting defended on SmackDown here and there. They're not being defended on pay-per-views. That's a problem. I know Triple H like the 5-match style. Sometimes he do 6. For the bigger events like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, he do 7. But the tag team titles got to be defended more consistently, especially if you're not going to have them on pay-per-views. You need to have at least one of the tag team titles being defended on pay-per-views. This happened with the women's tag team titles. They're trying to revive that division, but the men's tag division, that needs to be revived too. Because, like I said, you got the New Day, LWO, Street Profits, DIY, and they're not getting title shots during these other feuds where it's just maybe one person fighting. It seemed like they were going to split the New Day up because they had Kofi and Xavier in the IC title tournament, but both of them lost. So what was really the point? I don't think it was any. You could have just, and then I don't know where Odyssey Jones has been at, so the New Day split might not even happen. So Xavier might not get that singles run, at least not anytime soon. Yeah, but it sucks to say that the tag team division is dying, especially on the main roster. I think NXT does a solid job, really with everything, especially with the women's division and tag team division. They do a solid job. Yeah, you even had Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews teaming up, and it was like it's not like it lasted too long. They didn't fight for nothing. Uh, Legado del Fantasma, they haven't fought for the tag team championships. Like the longer I keep going with this video, the more tag teams I think of that aren't getting opportunities to show what they can do, because it's a lot of talent on this roster. And it sucks that from October to December this year, Raw is going to be 2 hours, because that means something's going to get cut. Not sure what it is yet. When it moves back to Netflix in January, it'll be back to 3 hours. But that 2 month stretch, it's going to suck because not everybody is going to get TV time. Because Raw, they have a deeper roster than what SmackDown had, because they're an hour longer. But maybe some of that talent goes over to SmackDown. But that's it for this video. Leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you think about the current WWE Tag Team division. Do you think it's ways they can improve it, etc., etc.? Peace.